Okay. So here's the deal. Irish introspection. You got to self-evaluate everything. And then I'm going to do the super chats, give it right to the calls for the rest of the day. Okay. You have this 2-week window, which was well planned. Once you saw the first 2 games were going to be Miami and A&M, it made sense to have that week off in between. Either way, if you win, it gives you a chance to physically recover from the humidity and a tough physical game and let that all die down or whatever. And if you lose, it gives you an extra week to be able to get your crap together and be able to kind of wallow in your misery, self-evaluate, look at the film and feel bad about yourself, which you should, and get it all together. So this is a critical, one of the most important 2-week windows in Marcus Freeman's tenure at Notre Dame. All right. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for whatever is being said behind the scenes here. You got to own the film. You got to own the coaching. You got to own the bad play. You got to get pissed off and you got to get better. You got to get better. Okay. Freeman needs to have a long talk first with his staff about what the hell they were doing and why and how you're going to not do it again. He needs to lock the captains in a room and say, you guys are our leaders and you did not play well and that's unacceptable. And you can't expect anyone to follow your lead if you're leading us to a loss by making no plays or making bad plays. So they need to be locked in a room, Freeman and the captains, and you say, bro, you guys are the leaders and you all played bad. And so nobody can lead that. Nobody could follow that leadership. You ain't I swear to God, you guys, the introduction when I'm yelling from years ago, you ain't a captain and nothing but a sinking ship. You think I'm playing? You can't be a captain and play bad in the biggest game of the year. Who's going to follow your lead? So you need to have a talk with those captains and then the entire team. Challenge everything. Freeman, challenge everything, challenge everything, challenge everything. Here's the challenge. Every single snap is up for grabs. There are no guaranteed playing time. There's no guaranteed starting or rotation or whatever. If you don't make plays, you don't get to play. And I don't care if that means you got a bunch of freshmen out there or you got a C on your chest and you're sitting on the bench. If you don't make plays, you don't get to play. It's the fairest equation in the world. You know, some of you people are getting what you wanted. When Notre Dame was winning too much, I started to get messages about, John, you lost your fire. And John, you're a lot more calm than when you first started this or whatever. And it's not as entertaining when you're like this. What? When Notre Dame's winning, I don't have a reason to have an aneurysm every day. Once you start losing, old Johnny's, he's back. And that's not good for any of us, including my cardiovascular health and my hairline. Son of a buck. So you got to challenge everything. Challenge everything. So Freeman need to have a long talk with the staff, long talk with the captains, and address the team. Every snap's up for grabs. Nobody, I mean, you just can't do this and then expect to get all your snaps. No, make plays or don't play. Real simple. It's as fair as it gets. But you got to let this loss hurt. You got to fully lean into what went wrong. You got to get yourself a big bag of popcorn and watch that film of you getting embarrassed on the national stage. You got to watch it. You got to let it get in your veins. You got to absorb that pain. You don't run from it. You lean right into your mistakes. So that's the deal. That's the deal. Along with the weather, one more thing, and then I'll go to the calls. One more thing. The weather is one excuse reason thing that I'm seeing. Here's the other one. I keep seeing and reading and hearing, oh, Miami has some NFL caliber, defensive linemen, especially on the edges there. They got some Oh, my ears are in pain. Oh, Johnny's back for sure then. Oh, everybody who wanted it. Old John is back. Hope you're happy. Son of a buck. I keep hearing, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Miami's got these NFL caliber edge guy. What do you want Notre Dame to do or whatever? Well, wait, so time out now. That's what I keep hearing. Now, time out now. That may be true that Miami has those good defensive guys, especially on the edge that are going to go to the NFL. That's total. I don't dispute that at all. But the question I have is, they have that, but you were ranked higher than them, went to the title game last year. You're expected to be a really good team. Why don't you have offensive linemen that can match up with them? What am I missing here? This is not a 7-win Notre Dame team hoping to get to 9 or 10 wins and you know where you're at and you're kind of down working your way. No, I don't understand how that's okay, where it's like they have really good guys on the edge. What do you want us to do? You have really good guys on the offensive line that at least can work those matchups to a stalemate throughout the night. You don't got to win all the battles, but you can't lose them all either. You don't got to win all the battles, but you damn sure can't lose all the big ones either. So I don't understand why it's like, well, they got those NFL guys. What do you want us to do? If you are what you want to be in this program and think you are, you should have guys that can block them at least to a stalemate. They win some, you win some, but it's like a tough draw in the middle somewhere. So I don't understand that as an excuse ever because it lowers the bar of what Notre Dame is. The goal this year was to go from number 2 to number 1. Now we're saying they have a good defensive line. Nothing you can do. Just take it. No. Why? They have those NFL guys coming off the edge. You should have NFL guys ready to block them. I don't understand how that's an excuse. So it rubs me the wrong way. That talk acts like Notre Dame's a below-level program trying to punch up and all that, and it's lowering the bar. And I'm not here for that. It wasn't all that bad. It was to me, and it wasn't all that bad. I mean, God bless you if that's where you're at. I would like to get there, but so anyways, it's a really important week. Challenge everything. You really do need to. That's Freeman's mantra, and it's so true. You really do need to challenge everything. The coaches, the captains, and the players. You do need to challenge everything. Now, the good news is you could bounce back from this. This 2-week thing, you could totally put it all together. Now you're pissed off and you needed to get hit in the mouth to wake up. Everybody gets it together. You have 2 weeks. You don't have the humidity, so we don't need the IV going, You're going to be back at home. I'm open to the idea that you show up against A&M and it's a different vibe and they're more engaged and ready to go right away and they play better and you win that game and you're in the same position you were last year where if you win out, you get a home game. And if you go 10-2, you may make the playoff, but you're going to have a tough road game to start. That's about as good as you could hope for right now. The best case scenario is Notre Dame just comes out and they look very different. And here's the other thing I don't have an answer for. Super chats, then calls. Here's the other thing I don't have an answer for. Why did it feel to me that Miami wanted to win the game more? Why did it feel to me like they were more intense and engaged and cranked up and excited to get this game going? I'm not used to that from a Notre Dame Marcus Freeman team. They usually at least are up for all the biggest games. They may not have won them all, but they are up at least to play and match the intensity level in all these high-level games. Even if they lose them, you're ready to play. I didn't feel that this time. That's a huge red flag, and that has nothing to do with Miami's talent or Miami's new coach, new defensive coach. None of that. That's you. that you were not prepared emotionally and physically for this game. I'm not used to that from Freeman teams, and it's a problem. It's a problem. It felt very different than the start of the A&M game. So it makes me wonder, did you prepare differently? What is it, a leadership problem? Your captains didn't play good. I don't know who's leading the team other than CJ Carr. It is the biggest compliment and insult to this program that I felt like Carr was like one of the main leaders of the team in his first game in that environment. It's a compliment for Carr and what this is going to turn into with him. And it's an insult that he had to assume a leadership role in that environment. That should not be put on that kid. That should not be put on that kid, that he has to assume a leadership role in his first game in that circus and all that chaos. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.